This is the 2020 Toyota Camry in the SE trim. SE is the second from the base trim. Base trim is L. The SE will give you some sportier aesthetics. The wheels, the front fascia, primarily are the difference between the SE and the LE trim. I think Toyota did a great job with this vehicle and its overall design. It's a very appealing from every profile, actually. The wheels especially, I think, are a highlight. These will be sure to draw attention. If you pick the LE or the XLE, a little bit more conservative wheel design. These air vents right here, these are fake air vents. I think this is something that the car could do without. Only the SE, XSE have those. This is the third year of this generation. Typically in the fourth year is a refresh. But I don't think Toyota needs to do too much with this vehicle. It's pretty handsome as is. This is the 2020 Toyota Camry SE. All right, we're gonna test out the passing power of the Camry. As you can see, passing up these trucks with ease. All you have to do is ship to the Manumatic, and it'll help you do that. We're here with the Camry at highway speeds, cruising at 79 on cruise control. This is the Apple Maps guiding us, and what we all know about the Toyota Camry in general is that its highway manners are class leading. The quiet ride, I think, is the most prominent feature. This is a pretty decent road. I would say on a 1 to 10 scale, it's about a 7. You can still hear road noise, but you know, the manners of the car, the ride, is very composed. I had an Accord myself, a new Accord with a 2.0 turbo engine, and I could easily say that the Camry is quieter than that Accord was. And I'm sure that has to do with the construction of the cabin itself. Toyota, again, is known for that over its competitors. So if you get the V6, that may even be a further quieter ride. I mean, you can't really hear the engine, but just in the cabin by itself, I'm very impressed with the way the Camry is driving here on interstate cruising speeds. So very impressed with that. And I think that's one of the main reasons this car continues to sell as well as it does. Here's some footage of the Toyota Camry right at dusk. The cabin looks pretty nice, well lit. Toyota did a great job with the instrumentation in front of the driver. The blue accents on the buttons make it easier to be able to use whatever you need to. Very comfortable experience riding at twilight. Taking the Camry here on a more windy road. The Camry's doing great. The ability to take these curves at decent speeds, it's handling it very easily, and that could also be due to the trim. Again, this is the SE trim, but I believe that even on the LE or XLE, you could experience the same ability for the car to handle these turns. It's doing it very confidently, very smooth. as it was on the highway. And you know, this is the advantage of going with a standard sedan versus the crossovers that have become so popular, that you can take a curve like this without having to slow down, and you don't feel any movement inside the car's cabin. It's just a very smooth handling that this Camry is capable of. Going about 48 miles an hour. Speed limit's 45, so again, it's doing it very well. So I'm very impressed with the Toyota Camry in this regard. Let's see, this was a 25 mile an hour sign on these turns. Let's see what we can do here. Handled it perfectly. Didn't have to touch the brake at all. You're not moving in your seat at all. This car just handles it like it's nothing. So kudos to Toyota for putting that into this Camry. Here with the Camry, going over a long bridge, and just wanted to keep on reporting that it's performing admirably in these type of conditions, just cruising along. You know, it keeps a very firm hold on the roads, very pleasant driving experience, as should be expected with this vehicle. It's what it's known for, and it delivers in spades. So again, just want to emphasize that you will benefit from even this base trim with this base engine of 204 horsepower. It's perfectly capable of any type of sudden accelerations that you may need. You've got the paddle shifters, so you can adjust for that to give you that extra torque. Alright guys, just to wrap it up, we did about 600 miles of driving, mostly highway, and the average, as you can see, 38.5 mpg. Again, this was the base engine, 204 horsepower engine, so that's outstanding. It's not the hybrid model. That'll probably give you 10 more mpg. So this car, the 2020 Toyota Camry, it's going to deliver economically for you guys. And city driving, I'm sure it'll be above 30, depending on how aggressive you drive, but I can still envision 31 mpg in city driving. And of course mixed, it'll probably be around 35. So that's an outstanding number that we tallied for 600 miles in the Camry. And again, I really like the layout of the infotainment system. I like the buttons, the physical buttons that you can go to the map, for instance, right away. And everything was laid out pretty well for this trip. The seats were really comfortable. In fact, this SE trim came with the power seats with lumbar support, so that helps you, for those of you that might have a sore back, that really comes in handy. Everything else, no complaints. It did well, and I was very impressed with the 2020 Toyota Camry. One final view of the Camry, 360 panning. Again, I just, every time I walk to it, it's such an attractive sedan. Regardless of what that refresh would look like for the 2021 model, I think Toyota should keep it pretty consistent. If you guys are debating which sedan to go with in this class, I really can't give you any cons for this car. I think it has everything I would look for in a mid-size sedan. And it's a very attractive model to boot. priced pretty competitively. SE trim is probably really all you need. This is the 2020 Toyota Camry SE.